title is a little bit different, but it's about 10 case studies that I want to show you about how to apply the pay-as-you-through taxation that I will talk later to waste management in municipalities in Italy and abroad to increase the waste management collection percentage and the recycling. I'm Stefano Brusini, I'm an industrial engineer, originally from IT sector, and town councillor of my city for fun from 2009 and a waste management specialist from 2014. I am operative mainly in Italy, but I did project of work operation in all the blue countries that you can see. Now I'm focusing especially in Central America. I opened a new co in Panama to be operative like in North America and South America, but now principally in Panama and Colombia. I will be there in 20 days. So, what I want to show you, first we are in Japan, so I will show you the situation in Japan. I was here 1 year ago. The main situation is that Japan, for me, it's an amazing country, but in recycling it's disaster. Everybody's thinking that it's very good. For example, US, it's also very bad in recycling. But we can see that Japan is worse because they don't have the concept of recycling. They are burnable and not burnable, if you see outside. So the concept is inverse. It's not recyclable and not recyclable. If you change the word, you change completely the way the people is thinking. So only 20% of waste is recycling in Japan. Just to show the situation, this is Tokyo. So we have door-by-door collection, but it's very few collected. In the other part, you can see like this is next to Mount Fuji. We have this system of our bins with these color boxes. Also, this one is like let's say in Okinawa. So the collection is door by door, but it's not with good quality and quantity. So the system that I'm showing to you is based by 4 points: reduce the total amount of waste, reduce the unsorted waste production, increase the quality and the quantity of recycling, and reduce the waste cycle cost. You have to think I'm working, my core business is actually 99% in Italy. For Italian municipalities, the first 2 costs of the budget is personal and waste. So all the people don't care about waste, but for municipalities it's a big part of the budget. First, I want to point directly to practical things. You can have the best project manager, you can have the best company, waste management company, the best system of collection, the best local government, but if the people don't want to do it, the system will not work. So I'm working especially in Latin countries, but I studied also abroad in Scandinavian. I studied in Norway. Norway is another case. It's very interesting because it's like Japan. Everything is perfect, social welfare, whatever, but waste management doesn't work in Scandinavian country. Recycling is less than 40%. Why? The system that I applied and we are trying to using in Italy, it's using the personal expectation of economical gain. So a little bit of invisible hand of Adam Smith applied to waste. I used in the last 10 years, and I will show you the results with the municipality. All the data that you see, it's only mine. It's not taken from other databases or whatever. So the Italian model, it's very simple. I will show you very fast. It's the collection. It's with 5 streams. So, for example, in US, if you go to San Francisco, the Bay Area, they have the magic free. So they have trash, compostable, recycling. This system, it's not working. They say to you, San Francisco, it's amazing, but they bring the waste to China. So the main thing is that if you need to close the cycle, you need to have quality material that you can recycle, not only to say we are doing it, but finally we give it to the Chinese. So our our system, it's based by a calendar, so every day you have a different type of collection. You put outside the door the day before. For example, here you have like Monday, you have packaging plastic and metals. It means that on Sunday evening you put it outside. The collection is from 6 a.m. in the morning in the not touristical countries. For example, if I work in some special place like Cinque Terre or whatever, the collection is nighttime. So we collect from 0 to 6. So it's something like this. So you can see we have the bin or the bags. The collection is paper and cardboard, glass, plastic packaging and metal. We collect only packaging. Why? Because the value of packaging is 20-30 times more than the plastic item. So plastic item for Italian market, it's unsorted. So if I have a piece of this mouse but it's in plastic, we put it in trash. Food waste, the interesting thing about food waste, normally use a system that it's used only in Italy. It's like a bio bin, completely aerated. We can use like bioplastic or paper bags for the collection. Inside of this we have a loss of 30% of material. Technically it's water that is evaporating. So what is the difference between this system and the other system? First, doesn't matter. Second, spend less for waste treatment. So it's a win-win, everybody's doing. To make a system that is working, you need to convince the woman at home, the guy at home that is making the collection, not like magic techniques. There is no like magic solution. Trash, it's less than 10% of the total amount of the waste. So if you make the collection, for example, normally you throw out a small bag of trash every 2-3 weeks. Now the people is throwing every day one bag of trash. So the second part is about PAYT taxation. The PAYT taxation, for example, in US, you don't have it because only in a few states, because you have like property tax. So the waste tax is inside property tax. In Italy, we have waste tax, but it's separated. So how we pay? We pay with a system that is calculated by the number of the exposition of the trash on the street. How we make the calculation? We can use like a smartwatch or an antenna on the truck. I will show you firstly. There is an antenna on the truck, RFID on the bag or on the bin. So every time that you throw out the trash, we make the calculation, and the taxation is proportional to the number of the time that you throw out this waste. Let me show you fastly. This is Cagliari, I will show you later. It's like the capital of Sardinia region. I took this project when they were in a situation of 27% of recycling, and now it's over 74%. Why? Because the system is simple. This is the pay-as-you-throw for you to understand. It's like the user paid the variable tax part. Before, it was calculated by the number of the components of the family. So it was proportional. Now, only by it's proportional to the quantity of the trash, not of the rest. Recyclable or food waste, you don't pay. You pay only the trash. Magically, when you put a system like this, all the people start to do recycling. So I can convince the children when saving the world, but the adults only about money. So, other thing is that, like the pyramid of the communication, normally the people think that if you make a law, the people will respect, but especially the Latin people don't do it because they do like this. So this is why I'm working also in South America, because it's the same of Italy. So the bottom-up strategy is like to start a huge amount of communication. This is me like in my normal form. So it's like communication in the classes. Why? Because children are fundamental to the change of the system. Why? Because they are leverage on the families. So especially when you talk to the politicians, they say to you, it's difficult, the people, the old people will not do it. Old people, it's not a problem. I call them different younger. It's not problematic. The problematic is between 40 and 50 because they don't come to the public meeting, they don't have time. So I have to work with these thousands of little monsters that enter in the family and do my job better. So this is and that one is the mayor of a town. So from kindergarten to maximum 14 years old, because over 14 it's already another interest in their mind, so I cannot work with them. It's in Cagliari. It's interesting because it was during COVID, it was during lockdown, so I had to do a public meeting outside. We found it that the control of the territory was made by women, not men. You don't see here, but there is only one man. All of them are women, and it was in a part of the town that was, let's say, not controlled by crime, but let's say not super good part of the town. We convinced the woman that it was better to live in a better environment. Magically, I will show you, the collection started to work properly. This is like other public meeting with a lot of people, blah blah blah. So, many different places, inside churches, on the street. It's not important. The thing that it's important to do a lot of communication in small meetings, because the people don't come to you. You need to go to them. So during COVID, also a lot of meeting using Zoom and whatever. I was expecting young people coming. Look at the pictures. You can see that there is very few people under 50, 60, whatever. Control of the territory. I normally work and check on the tracks, also the results. This is me checking situation of abandoned littering. Okay, this was Cagliari, Sardinia. Now, if you go there, you don't find one piece of paper on the ground. The case studies, just to show you the last 10 years of my job. This is a little bit different to understand, but I will explain to you. This is like the quantity of recycled materials. This is only recycled, and you can see the increase from here to there. So it's a huge amount of not burned material, and in this you see the quantity of landfilling material from 2010 to 2022. So the difference is all material that is recycled and not to landfill. This is only like the best studies that I show to you. Fastly, this is my town. I will pass these slides fastly only to show to you that the percentage and the change is the same in every municipality. My town, it's this one, it's 2,600 inhabitants, so it's very small, but we have over 300,000 tourists in summer season, plus there is one big museum that is called Vittoria degli Italiani, which was the home of this famous poet, Gabriele D'Annunzio. Only the house is 300,000 tourists, plus hotels, plus second houses, and the town, it's small. So they said to me, it's impossible to start a system like this in a touristical town, but I think nothing is impossible. So we changed, and now it's over 80% of recycling. This thing that I want to show to you, and check only the gray line. The gray line is the production of trash. You see that collapse when we start the system. In all the town, I will pass fastly. You will see that the gray line, the effect will be the same. Slow recycling, big jump, pays to taxation. You see like the gray line, collapse. The collapse, I will show you only in Cagliari. It's like the last columns, it was from 63,000 tons of trash, now it's 14,000. So it's 50,000 tons less of trash per year on a town that is 150,000 inhabitants. If you make like in a scalar system, imagine how less waste you can burn in 1 year. In Tuscany, fastly, Guardistallo, same effect. So first jump to 80%, the same effect, the gray line. So they passed from 353 kilograms, you can find here, to 82. This is the neighbor town that is called Casale Marittimo. Okay, sorry. just to show you, Colle Salvetti in Tuscany, the same situation. You can see that the jump is something that is very fast and immediate. You don't have to wait like 1 year, 10 years, blah blah blah. So Rogna, but let me move to another, because all these case studies are like a replica. I presented like this type of system for 4 years in China from 2016 to 2019. The same 2 questions that they said to me. It's working, but it's working in Italy, in small countries, in small towns and rich towns. So, because I like to make challenges, I started the first experimental project in Romania. It was the first project that was made in Eastern Europe in 2018. We took a random town that is like in the northwest. This town is called Salacia. It's over there, it's on the border of northwest, and it's a trilingual town, Roma, Romanian and Hungarian. So they didn't have waste tax. We introduced before, there was only this bin and it was trash. If you wanted to make recycling, you had to use a yellow bag. Only 3% of the families did it. So we said, let's copy the Italian model in Romania, and the problem was that the Romanian politicians said to us, it will take a minimum of 20 years to change the mindset of the people. So, what happened? In 1 month, we passed from 1% to the second to 65%. So, trash before, the black, trash after in 1 month. So, what's proved the system? That the people it's more ready to be changed than the political elite. Political elite is afraid to don't be re-elected, so they don't want any type of changes. And I know because I'm a part also of the political elite. So, what changed? This small town created a domino effect in Romania. From one town, 58 municipalities copied the system, and the national law was changed by this experience. It's working, but only in small towns. In 4 days, I will be in this small town. It's very small. It's only 17 million inhabitants. It's Manila. So in Manila, it's door-by-door collection, as I showed to you. It's like one of the best case studies in the world. The best city in Metro Manila, it's called Quezon City. It's interesting because when we are thinking about high-density towns, we are thinking about Hong Kong or whatever. Hong Kong is 27,000 inhabitants per kilometer square. Metro Manila, it's 44,000 people for a kilometer square. So if they did it, you can do it. It's not a big problem. So the last things, and I'm closing, only to show you some experience. This is Panama. I went to Panama first time in 2001 during COVID. I will show you the main problem that we have, like in Latin American world. They don't have the conception about waste littering. This is in a place that is called Pukri. So the main problem is that if you see something like this every day, you don't see it anymore. So this is 100 meters of waste, and sometimes someone go and burn it. Finish. This is the system of collection. 1 kilometer from here, there is amazing beaches. So there is no the concept of environment. This is Cologne. It's in the top part of the canal. So normal state of the roads, but I repeat to you, if you see every day, you don't see it anymore. What is the experimental project that I wanted to start? 2 small towns, one in Panama, and the other a small town, it's Rio. So the project in Rio, it's anybody went to Rio? No. Okay, so this neighborhood is called San Corrao. So the mayor of Rio lives in one of these condos. So we wanted to start the collection and visits about 10,000 inhabitants. The characteristic of Rio, especially of this neighborhood, is that there is super rich neighborhood, and behind there is a small favela that is called La Rocinha. This is over 400,000 people, completely a state in the state. You cannot enter. I enter only because I have a friend that was friend of someone that authorized us to enter. So the collection of that rich neighborhood we are trying to do with cooperatives, with people from the favelas. Why it's important to do this? Because more you go up in the favela and more the people is poor and don't have knowledge also of reading. So what are they doing? We are doing a project that is food for waste. We bring like food packaging in exchange for waste. Why? Because if you don't do like this, we throw everything in the canal, in the water channel, and we found everything like in the sea on the beach. The last example is in Bahia, what I wanted to show you. I think that everything is very interesting in South America because they are very focused on the change but not on the logistics. So they have a lot of ideas. For example, if you know Portuguese, there is this campaign that it's called No Canudo, we're against straws. So I made a picture on Instagram that I was drinking in Rio de Janeiro a pina colada with a straw. I have a lot of boo on Instagram. Okay, I made a picture behind me. There was one mountain of trash, and they are concentrated on the straw and not on the problem of the waste. So these were making the collection in an amazing way, but they are selecting everything by hand. If you are interested in this, I created one paper for CAF, that is Banca di Desarrollo dell'America Latina, that they wanted to copy my researches for adapted to the Latin American country. I have the last slide. So, someone said to me to delete this slide, but I will not. So this is only like to finish before the coffee break and with your question if you want it. It's like about the divergent thinking. I don't know if someone knows this game. You know? No. So you need to move one piece and to make 4 triangles. Somebody know the answer? If you know, don't say it because I already know it. You wanna try? Just one piece.
It's one piece.
One match.
One match. Okay, I can tell you this. If you, I do this game with minimum 300-400 public meetings a year with adults, no one is able to solve it because you are thinking in geometrical triangle. It's impossible. So with children, I can find some children that can solve it. You want to try it? No. So the solution is very easy, and this game normally it's made in university in psychology and sociology and philosophy. It's about divergent thinking. If you're thinking about the triangle, we will not solve it. The solution it's divergent. So it's very easy. So you have 4 triangles. So why I'm showing you this game? This game is connected to the next slide. It's like no problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. So for solve the problem of waste, you don't have to think about waste. You have to think about something how to reduce the waste and the problem at the beginning, not to only to the treatment. So I hope that before the coffee break was not too sleepy. So thank you for watching, and if you have any type of question, I'm available. This is my contact.
We've got time for a couple questions. 2 questions. Anybody have any questions? Great.